I look kind of messy and I don't really look the best right now, but let's go. Episode 3. I decided I should write down some of the things that I plan to speak about, but maybe just a few minutes before I start speaking about it, because I don't like it when things feel planned or overly planned. I'd rather have just the main idea and then create a clear line of what I'm trying to speak of, and we'll go on from there. I believe I did pretty well with making it pretty clear. Alright, so let's go. Tonight's video is about we're gonna name it the creator's poison. That's so corny, but it's what it is. So we're gonna be talking about how delusion comes after creation. Creation spans, or rather covers, a lot of subjects and topics, relationships mostly, but yeah. Let's view this in a biblical manner, or rather, let's cite something from the Bible, which is the creation itself. God created man, right? And then, yeah, let me just lean back. Let me make myself more comfortable. God created man, and He gave them free will. Now, you see, for many of us, we are entitled to it. We believe that it is rightful to have free will. We believe that most of us don't even believe in God. But this thing called free will is actually so essential in understanding just how you can love your creation fully, to its fullest, right? Without free will, the creation itself is something that you simply put a shirt over and then believe it to be the best version of itself. But with free will, that creation is the best it can be at its present moment. It's ever evolving. There is no such thing as a peak and as a lowest point. It simply is the best as it is in every second that it currently lives by the present time, whatever you call it. You get it. Now, let's stop making it about theology. The reason why I cited creation, or God's creation of man, the story of Adam, is because when God created man, what happened was the serpent in the Garden of Eden happened, and in the history books, or in the record of it in the Bible, it is said that man disobeyed God, and through that, man was punished by getting cast out of Eden, the garden, which is what we're going to be talking about. I did not talk about a lot. I did not write a lot. See? It's empty. It's just a bunch of my scramblings turned into ramblings. So, right. The mystery of creation as to the... See? It's not even right. But yeah. So, the delusion that comes after creation is that we are deserving of control over it. This idea comes from the fact that we are entitled, or rather, this fact comes from the fact that we are entitled to, or we feel entitled to control over other beings, which is completely untrue. You can nurse a shark to life after you find it wounded by the shore, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's gonna listen to you for the rest of its life. There is no such thing as a need to follow, neither a need to expect. Now, the need to follow comes from your created being, and the need to expect comes from you. I feel like I've gotten rather, how do you say this, better at this. And, right, so let's get going. Let's keep going. Creation, I believe the most convenient way of talking about it right now would be to base it on a relationship once again. Once you create an idea of something, an expectation, you start to believe that you are entitled to it. A main example would be talking to a woman, or for the ladies, talking to a man. You believe that simply because you have invested your time in it, the man is no longer able to, or should no longer be, talking to other women or other men. The problem with this is that it could be a one-sided idea concluded by you yourself through your delusions, believing that there is magic between you and that person, but there might be something that only you see. So this one-sided understanding results in a bad religion, but let's get to that later. As I said, the creation of something carries over this delusion of entitlement over somebody and over something. I believe it is very important that we shield ourselves from this thing, because believing something completely untrue is the most dangerous thing you could ever do to yourself, right? So yeah, setting up boundaries and this and that, believing that social cues are key to, or steps to, opening this reality or creating this reality. Locking yourself in a bond which only you have understood to be there is essentially what I'm addressing. You do not deserve the things you expect, neither do you deserve or do you need to follow what is expected of you. You are not bound by anything. The sociological judgment of the other person, the other party, and you yourself are unneeded. You do not need follow it. You do not need expect anything. When you love a woman, when you love a man, there is no need to follow anything. There is no need to make up a false reality of he must do this because I am worth this, or he must do this because it's the rules when it comes to this. Even with open agreement, verbal agreements, written agreements, there's no need to follow such things. But then again, that's the beauty of love, is that you agree to follow it without the need to do so. What comes after doing that is merely shame. There's no actual repercussions. Perhaps by law there is, but pretty sure we could all get over it at some point. But yeah, the creation of these delusions, which usually come from or come after meeting new people, right? You meet a new friend, you believe you're entitled to a conversation with them every day. Of course, I'm talking about friends from school, from work, from shared hobby. You meet a girl and you express your interest, she entertains the idea, and you believe that she's shackled to you, bound to you now, no longer able to talk to other men. That's what I'm talking about, the delusion that comes after creation. The cure to lovesickness is that. The cure to understanding your authority is that. Do not delude yourself with the idea that the creation of something entitles you to anything at all. Now, I still can't believe that I have to stress out the fact that everything that I speak about is not limited to what I'm speaking about. It's very open as a topic. You can apply it to anything. You can apply it to raising children, to loving people, to loving pets, to even your own parents. It's a wonderful thing that knowledge is infinite. I beg my viewers to not try to limit the mind. It's free. Just think really hard about what you want it to be about, and just like how I can, I believe you'll be able to make it what you want it to be as well. Yeah. Um, yeah, there you go. See? This magic, which is entitlement, we believe it to be a wondrous feeling. It's really not. It's believing that something, um, something unnatural can be justified by empirical evidence, which is stupid to say the least. It's it's like applying a different set of measurements for something and believing it to be more than just standard, believing it to be perfect. Um, yeah, so love sickness, out of the, we're out of that. Mm, the cure to this idea is merely judgment. It falls down to judgment. This fallacy of, false understanding of a connection that you made up. You just have to judge yourself, because misjudgment coupled with false understanding is very scary. You can fool yourself into obsession. You can trick yourself into love. You can even fall into a weird trap you've set for yourself, wherein you revere a false truth that you have created through nothing but your mind alone, and you believe this to be an objective truth, which is not true at all. This idea that something is what it is not condemns the mind of individuals into a very stupid way of thinking. I do not encourage it at all. Alright, so in essence, I guess episode 3, forgot our title already. I'm just gonna name the video whatever. The creator, right, yeah. So, the creation, actually my first example, the creation of man, Adam, is very relevant to how I want to encapsulate the idea. Of course, it doesn't fully bound or bind what I'm speaking about into a little idea to make it smaller. I guess that's how you would say it. Rather, I think it helps with properly explaining it for further interpretation. But the creation of a bad religion comes after the creation of a situation. Now, the bad religion that I'm referring to is the delusion. The bad situation is where the bad religion stems from. The bad religion, I'm speaking about a belief, a set of belief that is bad. Well, it's not exactly negative, but rather it's not strong structurally. It's not going to be held within itself. I'm speaking about a set of ideologies that cannot back itself. So it's a bad religion. And this bad religion has no promises. As I said, it cannot back itself. And this results to nothing but the decline of faith. Which is you. You're the only believer of it. You believe that this truth that you have fallen for is the absolute truth. Sorry, got distracted on my teeth. You start to make up this idea that it's wonderful. You don't believe it just to be a truth, and perhaps even if it does decline to be something less than its original form or what you knew it as, you still believe it as the one and only truth. Because this bad religion does not in any way have any ability to defend itself, it becomes a very, very sad thing to follow, and through this, your faith in your own ideas decline. And sadly enough, your false reality crumbles faster than the blink of an eye. Perhaps slowly, but it'll happen. I really hope you get what I'm talking about. This understanding that, you know what, never mind, I won't say anymore. But I think you'll get it, one way or another. You're smart enough.